So we've all seen the videos by now. Deinosuchus is a monster. It's an absolute must choice against bosses. But what's recently got me tickling my noggin is how powerful is the Gigabyte bleed? How powerful is this monstrous bite attack really? And can, in theory, one singular Deinosuchus beat every single boss in ARK? Let's find out. Welcome back to the island, where first we need to test, does level matter on the Gigabyte? We know when charging up a Gigabyte attack, we need at least 40% charge. If releasing before 40%, we won't do the bite. And at level 1 with base 125 melee, with 100% Gigabytes, we'll inflict the fractured debuff. Upon we'll see a 90 to 88 damage on our creature moving, which can vary depending on how fast it's moving. So gigabyting anything that won't move won't actually do any extra damage, just that initial bite damage that you executed. Though it is worth noting, you can at least force some movement with the Deinosuchus tail swipe to at least get something outputted like you're seeing there. There we go. And for some reason it decided to walk a little bit. Brilliant. But again, as you saw there, that racer versus the first racer was moving much slower, so therefore outputting a much smaller amount of damage numbers. So what is the fractured debuff? The Gigabyte debuff inflicts a 55 base damage every 0.45 seconds, but the fractured debuff offers a minus 5% HP every 0.45 seconds as long as it's moving, meaning any creature in the game as big as a Titano will get that 5% as long as it's moving. Watch that life trickle down. And not forgetting, that's a level 1 croc that just did almost 40k damage in 1 Gigabyte to a Titano. The question is, of course, how much more damage can be outputted if we're putting more into melee. So once again, on this Titano, even though it's just barely moving, we're seeing a range between 2.9 to 3k damage upon it moving, even though it didn't move very much there at all. But because it was moving, the bite bleed was fine. Now, if we put every point into melee on this level 1 Deinosuchus and do the same Gigabyte, we see a dramatic increase. So what's the math there? But if we use a 150 leveled Deinosuchus with 52 points in melee plus the 88 levels purely in melee, and we do it again with this one, we're seeing a dramatic increase. What? What's the math? So what we can deduct from this is that base 5% gets multiplied tenfold by every point in melee. And this one, for example, was a 52 point melee Deinosuchus with 88 levels put into it. So what happens when you've got a slightly mutated Deinosuchus with a base 70 points in melee, which I think is definitely achievable, and you put all points into melee on that? That was 10. Okay, that was 18k. So there doesn't seem to be much in it. It seems to be possibly based purely on the points in melee on this thing, not the base points. But obviously a Titano's got an alarming amount of health, right? What happens when you do the same bite to 2 racers? One at level 150 with 7k and one stupidly over the top 214. We're seeing a 417 on its move. This one, however, that's got an alarming amount of health. I'm expecting to see way more. There we go. 11k on the move, because it's percentage based plus the points in melee that you put in on your croc, which means any creature, no matter the health, is, providing it's moving, has got some real issues against the croc. And well, you know what's coming, because we've seen this happen before, but I want to put it to the test. Okay, so a really stupidly over-the-top Deinosuchus that you'd never see in ARK, with 150 points in melee. We get the same output, meaning there is a cap on how much damage you can output. I mean, that just took it down to like nothing. We're getting 17, 17, 18, 17, 18 from a 70-point croc. 17, 18, 17, 17, 17. And then if we use this stupid over-the-top croc, 17, 17, 18, we're getting the same amount of damage. So we know there's a cap. But we know the melee does improve it. So, this level 1 with 88 points in melee. And no base melee. We are going to see a threshold. So we know it's not purely melee point related. We know there's a cap. It's insane. Meaning there's a certain melee limit on how much damage you can output with the Gigabyte. And once you've hit that point, there's no point in putting any more points into melee after that. So a 150 with 53 points in melee. We're seeing a limit of almost 10. We know we can get to 18. Okay, so 75 points in melee, plus its base melee. We're seeing a 15k increase, meaning we can push it just a bit more. 85 points in melee. There we go. 17. Okay. 90 points in melee. There we go. 90 points seems to be the trick. 90 points in melee seems to be the trick there. However, I do want to test. In that case, then, we spawn in a croc with 90 points in melee. Let's see if we can get it. Pretty close, 94 points. So this croc here with 94 points in melee, unleveled, does just marginally cut below the melee we was getting earlier. But there's not much in it. Well, there's a whole 1k of damage, to be fair. And this has 4 points more melee than this one here. But it's 719 versus 678. So it's not the melee, it's the percentage in melee. The wiki says it's 425. Well, that's wrong. It's more. So it appears it's not point based, it's purely damage based, with what seems to be capped when a Deinosuchus hits around 720 melee. So, based on that knowledge that there is a cap, a melee cap, to get the most damage output possible, what we do know, of course, is that a lot of bosses can also be inflicted with this Gigabyte. So what if we level up to that max melee, put the rest in health, whack a good saddle on it, and maybe bring in a tank to distract it? Let's find out. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to use a 56 health Deinosuchus, make that with a 53 melee Deinosuchus to allow us to make a Deinosuchus, once leveled with all points in it, a good strong 60k health with imprint and 750 melee. I thought I might as well go to the 750 rather than 720 because that's the max amount we can do, we can use. So, test 1 on arguably the easiest boss, which, if our maths are right, should single-handedly take this on no problem. Because the monkey likes to move, so we'll move as well. And there is that massive damage output. And we'll just bite it and keep on moving. And already we can see a giant amount of damage coming out of it. This time we'll lock on it, do another Gigabyte. And get moving, get whipping, so we can try and get away. Of course, things that are going to slow us is going to cause a bit of an issue here. There we go, there's that bleed popping in. We can see that life going down. If anything, the monkey knocking me back is probably helping me a little bit here. There we go. There's a bit more bleeding. Oh, but even when it turns on the spot. And we're definitely learning a valuable lesson here. The trick is movement. If we're not moving, we've got some issues. But as long as we're moving, there it is. That's sustained to 24. Keep it turning. That's sustained to 7. And if we can get one more turn in, we should be good. There it is. There it is. With one singular crack, baby. But yeah, obviously a little bit hairy there. The trick being that we really did need something else to distract it. Something else to distract all the ads. So, with that lesson learned, this time, let's try a turtle stacked with veggie cake and its best saddle and pure health. Let's see if that aggroing all of the ads will give us enough time to distract the monkey. So let's let all the ads come down and fight the turtle. And now it's going to move that about. Which is even better. And we're going to make sure we get that bite in. Whilst keeping it on the move. Might be able to get a bite in now though, God. There we go. And he got knocked off the edge. Okay. Well, that's an issue. So lesson learned there. Something that gets flung around too much. Probably not the smartest play. Turtle isn't the smartest play. We need something that isn't going to get flung around. And I wanted to pick something that was relatively easy. Whilst I'd probably have gone with the Deinosuchus, I feel like it's a bit of a difficult tame off the bat. But a mammoth, seeing that he got buffed quite recently, could be the way. So, did notice he got knocked about there, which is a bit of an issue. Don't like where it's going right now. Don't like where it's going right now. Oh my god, it fell. And it fell. Alright, this time we're going to go into the arena. And we'll just get those Gigabyte bleeds in. Oh, just missed it. What a shame. No, 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 no. What we don't want is for it to end up stuck in that corner. Drag weight is the big thing here. We don't want something that has a bigger drag weight than the croc. We want something where the boss is going to target us. So this doesn't work. Keep the aggro on me from the big man. But hopefully... take all the aggro away from the ads. Alright, let's go. There we go. There's that bleed. Lovely. We've managed to separate most of the ads. And we're getting that bleed in. Looking great. And let's keep it moving. And there's a bit more bleed. Still got quite a few ads. Not as less as I'd hoped, but working more efficiently now. We've got a Stego taking the aggro off some of the ads anyway. Our Stego up there taking no ad damage now because I seem to have got all the ads. I think in the ideal world, if you've got a second person, this is an incredibly easy fight then. With two people, you will fly through these boss fights. The Stego definitely helped out a little bit. And that's going to see it dead and done. Alright. Stego crack combo. Possibly the way. I'm happy with that. Let's try it on some of the bosses. Again, what's important here is the ads all get fixated on the stego, and we do the bleed. And that is the concern there. The ads definitely causing a bit of an issue. And the brood still more engaged with the stego than it is me. But we're off to a decent start. If we can get more of these gigabytes in, then we're not laughing. Okay. Now it's just us and the brood. The ads are the biggest issue with this, without a doubt. Without ads, we've got a much easier time. With the ads, a big problem. We just simply can't get enough space between us and the Broodmother, and that is a dead crock. We've just not enough speed, and the ads being a real issue there. There it is. Okay, I just realised something. There's two skills that could completely change this. Spectral mount, which allows us to not be targeted by wild creatures and ignores stamina costs. And Spirit Rush, which allows us to phase through wild creatures. Using these two with the croc, this could be possible. So let's give it a whirl. Here we go, get ready. And go. Oh wow. Oh wow. That's the one. That's the one. We got it on the move. I can't turn around. That's the one. We're not being targeted by anything either. We've already taken off a giant chunk of health. Alright, now we're going to have a minute here where we're going to get absolutely blasted. Wait for that cooldown. But look at that life we've just taken off by having that Spectral. So we just need to simply keep on the move and get that cooldown back. I think this could work. Oh, it just takes far too long to get that skill back. But we are at half health. There it is. And we're just going to hug this wall and hope for the best. But it's too late. It's too little too late. Okay. Maybe not. Okay, so we're going to try that again, but this time with the mammoth taking the brunt, and this time not using both of the skills at the same time. We're going to alternate. And we're already off, okay. Let's move, let's move, let's move. Alright, there we can go. We're seeing that bleed damage, that's great. Not use this until we really need to. Keep it moving. That's nice, that's nice. We're off to a good start. And then we're going to use one of these. Keep moving if we can. That's nice. The brood's moved away. That's loads. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is lovely. Right there. That was an absolute chunk. Right, now we've got the other skill. Which isn't helping us much at all, unfortunately. Oh, he got us so close. Come on. If we can just get it, just to get one or two more licks in. I just can't do it. He won't turn. Oh, we were so close. Oh, there's one. Just not enough. If we can get one more bite in. Oh, there it is. If we move. Does the bite still apply? Does the bite still apply? Come on. No, it doesn't. Oh. So close. Wow. This fight, however, is the one I'm really interested about because, well, we did it recently in practice. But with a lot of distractions. This time, we're going to see if we can do it solo with one distraction. Get busy. Can't remember if I put veggie cakes on you, did I? Yeah, I did. Okay. What's important is we get that bite in now. And we keep that thing moving. And there we go. There's that bleed, baby. Keep that mammoth on the move. That's lovely. And it's off with a third health. There we go. This is definitely achievable. And this is most definitely the strat for Dragon. With a sliver to go. There it is. Wow. That is phenomenal. One dragon distracting mammoth and that Gigabyte bleed to do what is by far one of the most feared bosses. Without a doubt. That is crazy. Didn't even get touched. It was so busy chasing the mammoth, which was constantly healing with veggie cakes as well, with the sub 21k health. So that's of course the island bosses, but what about the tech cave, where of course first we need to go down with a Karka to easily clear through the ads and make our way through down to the bottom with a nice well meleeed Karka. And confirmed quite recently, once reaching this point here, where the ramp bends round to this doorway here, we're going to have to get our Deinosuchus out now. And I'm still going to use a mammoth just in case there's a bit of a distraction. And of course crow up our Karka, which you can do this unofficial, by the way. If you don't know, we tested this out quite recently. And let's walk down to the rest of the route down to the Overseer Arena. Now what I'm hoping with this is that because the ads don't slow you down in this arena, this should be a bit more straightforward. Just making sure we keep on the move at all times. And if this is doable, this is going to be pretty insane. Okay, so what I'm hoping is super important here is to make sure we get that Gigabyte in as the Overseer moves. There. And does that work? Is it moving? Oh, it's working. Look at that life trickling down already. Looks like we are being slowed down though a little bit. Okay, so we'll do that again. Once the beam goes. Ah. Maybe I can catch it now. There it is. But, okay, looks like we got our first boss fight, which is the monkey. Okay, so let's keep moving. One more bleed bite and we're done there. And we're off. Go, 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 go. And that is most definitely the monkey. Down and out. There it is. Beautiful. Mammoth's looking a bit ropey now, which is a bit of a shame. Looks like we might be losing the mammoth shortly. There it is, it's gone. Okay, trying to catch that brood is a bit of a game when there's a lot of ads around it, but just be a bit mindful not to get hit. There's that bleed. Try to avoid that hit because that one is a nasty one. There it is, we managed to avoid it there. That's great, that's great. That's going to be some good bleed on us now. Lovely. Hopefully that's the brood down. Okay, that's great. Just the dragon now. Oh, here we go. Okay. And we're on. Here it is. Here's the big boy. This is where we got to be super careful now. And get moving as quick as we can. Making sure to douse ourselves. Crap, 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 crap. What's up with me? Why am I hurting? Oh, no, 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 no. I don't want to die. Don't die, don't die, don't die. Why have I just burnt? Oh, balls! Why did I die to the fire? No! It was so done. And this hasn't happened before. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Right, move, just move, just move, just move, just move, just move, just move. Get that, let that bleed do its work. That should hopefully be enough. Not quite. We're still going. Flipping heck. Right, we're back down to the Overseer now. Come on, come on. One last bite. Oh, no! We're so close. Get the bite in! Oh, you're joking. Come on, 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 come on. There it is! Alpha Tech Cave with 1 Deinosuchus. Woo! I mean, it's no cakewalk, that's for sure. Gigabyte is powerful enough for Tech Cave. Which means, what's next? So I've heard rumours about this being a doddle with a croc. And after seeing what we did in the Tech Cave, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this one goes. So, obviously, we're going to have to wait for this thing to land first. Or maybe not. Maybe we can just clip it. Okay, there we go. Right, there's the bite. And it's off. And it's flying. With an alarming amount of damage. Look at that. It's down to barely any health. Woo! Noticing Torpor's playing a bit of a problem with this. Oh, there it is. There it is. Right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. That's the one. And that's it. Is it dead? It's dead? Oh my god. 2 bites. 2 bites from the Suchus on Alpha Manticore. That is revolting. Holy hell. Two bites on Alpha Manticore from a Suchus. The Gigabyte is very strong. Solo Deinosuchus, which, by the way, I would definitely advise stimming up, like pumping stims on this thing, because that was looking a bit ropey on the thing accidentally falling asleep. So if you was wondering, though I didn't expect anything good to come from fighting Raasclark with a Deinosuchus, you can't use Deinosuchus on Aberration anyway. If attempting to download one, it's unavailable and there's no aberrant variant, so Aberration, Boss Aberration, Deinosuchus, Napoi. No good, so we'll skip straight past Aberration, unfortunately. Bringing us over to Ragnarok with a boss I am excited to try it on, as well, we saw somebody try this, my little bro, when we were doing this unofficial quite recently, but I want to see just one singular Deinosuchus on its own on Alpha. Is that enough? The issue, of course, is maybe the Adzia, these worms. They're going to be a bit of a pain. Yep. Most definitely a bit of a pain. At least we can bleed them out. Okay, right, there we go. None attacks just landed. Right, what's super important here is we get those bites in and get moving. And we are getting hurt pretty bad. Right, let's try and like keep it turning. There it is. There's a nice little turn there. There's another turn. But this is definitely stinging. And that's taken us down to half health, which feels a little bit ropey, but I'm hopeful. Oh, we missed it. Okay. But I need to catch it when it's nice and low. Like that. That might have been one. That was a bite. There it is. There it's bleeding now. Okay, so we can clip it on the fly. Brilliant. So let's do that instead. Come on, we just gotta get a fly now. Just one little fly and we're good. Come on, dudes. Just fly, baby. Oh, maybe we don't even need to fly. That might be it. We get a turn and we're good. And that's it. Done. Alpha None attack can be soloed with a strong Gigabyte. And we already know how well these go. We've done these plenty of times before. You've seen the videos. You've seen the shorts. This is just the easiest. Absolutely revolting. Is he? What? But I wasn't expecting that. It's already dead. What? In one bite? Well, I wasn't expecting that. What? And we know ice can be a little bit of a pain. Sometimes it can launch you into the stratosphere, and we'll see what happens here. Oh, there's a bleed. There's the bleed doing its thing. Not so much if it's run away. Guess we'll try and clip the hand this time. There we go. There we go. There's the bleed. Just noticed I've got a stowaway phoenix knocking about here. Guessing that's what it was aggroed on before. But that, I mean, that is revolting. Look at that. 10k. Where's that? Where's that hand? That'll do. As long as it turns this way, that's it. It's dead. That's it. It's dead. Say goodnight. Say goodnight to the Ice Titan, Mr. Forest. But this one can get a bit hairy if you're not careful. This can do some serious damage. Keep moving. There we go. There's that bleed. And that's looking great. Let's get another one in. Try not to get damage in the process. And this is going swimmingly well. Look at that life bar tickle down. And that should be it. As long as we keep moving and not get stuck on its foot. Ah, there it is, baby. That's the forest. Leaving one more test that I'm very, very curious about because I've never done this before. I don't know if it works, but let's find out. The main man. Give me a foot. Perfect. Does this work? Does that life bar trickle down? Not if it's not moving. Okay. So far, no dice. Oh my god. Ah, Jesus. It looks like Gigabyte does have its limitations. Right, there we go. There's a bite. Got to get this thing to move. Okay, it's definitely turning there. And there ain't no Gigabyte. There ain't no bleed. So, this right here is the limitations. Everything else, every other boss in ARK is possible. And a surprise that if it's not allowed for this, how come it is for, and I know you're going to hate me saying this, but for the other bosses? Obviously, it's something like a year and a half, 18 months, something like that. There's no reason why on earth this would be patched out now. This is where our limits lie. We've definitely proven the most OP attack in the game. No doubt about it. As we go out in somewhat a blaze of glory, you know what to do. Make sure to hit that like button and all that jazz, and let me know if you enjoyed this, because it's been quite an eventful adventure and a long time recording. But until the next one, my name is Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And as always, peace out.